Does a narcissist know that they're a narcissist? Well, this is an interesting question to kind of ponder. Uh, I've known quite a few narcissists. I've met 3 so far, and one of them flat out told me he was a narcissist, but that wasn't until 4+ years in. So, he flat out told me he was a narcissist. So, in that case, yes, they do know they're narcissists. The other 2, I think, would never admit that because some of them are okay admitting it and some of them aren't because they still want to be covert and they don't want you to know. So it depends on which direction they're trying to go with you. The one that admitted it, we were not talking in any kind of like romantic way. So I don't think it bothered him as much to tell me, whereas the other 2 would have been more like romantic type interests. Had I not found out they were narcissists. One of them I talked to for like 1.5 years and then just realized he was a demon, so cut that off. And the other one I talked to for like 1 year, and again it was like red flag after red flag, so I just got rid of him. So it really depends. Their whole method of operation is based on everyone not knowing who they are, so they're not likely to just come out and admit that, yes, I'm a narcissist. The other one admitted it. He admitted it after I already started pointing stuff out about his friend whom he put around me. So I don't really know why he admitted it either. But he flat out said it, and he said he scored high on this dark triad test, which is like triad, meaning it's 3 things. It's Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and narcissism. They have a test. They have an actual test. He sent me the test. I took the test, and I was probably like the lowest score possible. And I told him that, and he like didn't. He's like, oh, it's not even possible to score that low or something. I don't know. He was like making a comment about how I scored so low because he started trying to say that he thought I was a narcissist, which a lot of them do. Because when I started bringing up red flags to him about the friend, he then started calling me a narc. I'm like, no, I don't have any of those traits. Sorry, I like scored like a 0 on the test probably, or I don't even remember what my score was, but it was like non-existent, like super low or whatever. But he started, trying to say that I have narc traits, and that's what they do. They project all their nonsense onto you. But especially when they start getting caught and when you start pointing stuff out, then they try to flip it back on you. So but narcissists are well aware that they're abusive because these things that they do are extremely calculated and extremely well thought out. So it's not like they don't know they're abusing people. They most certainly know they're abusing people, and they know that they know exactly. They know they're, malevolent. They know they're evil. And the other one, okay, that did not admit that he was a narc, because he was trying to, his whole thing was he had to be covert. He didn't want me to know because he wanted to snake me. But he mentioned he made a joke about being like satanic or something. So they give you cute, like clues, they give you clues, and they're not very good at hiding it, because they say a lot of odd things, and if you just sit there and think about it and put it together with the behaviors, I mean, it's not that hard to put two and two together. So whether they will full out admit it, which I would say, I can't speak for everyone, but I would say that was more of a rarity. And this so-called friend, he was almost talking to me like he thought I was a psychopath, like he wanted me to get into the group with the group or something, so maybe that's why he admitted it. I'm not sure. Like, to see if you're going to totally freak out, or if you're going to be like, oh, that's interesting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think they're trying to feel you out, too. But I kept telling him he wasn't a narcissist, because he hadn't tried to snake me at that point yet, so I did not know what was going on. And matter of fact, he only turned on me when I started when I started getting more hardcore about saying stuff to him, which I know they generally say you shouldn't do that, but I didn't know at the time. So, I mean, I had no idea. I was just bringing it up, and it wasn't sitting well with me, so I wanted to approach him, and I wanted to see if he was going to try to weasel his way out of it. Like, I really wanted to see what he was going to do. But he started gaslighting and calling me a narc. So, there's your answer. That means, that means he's a narc. But he had already admitted it anyway. But they try to dump their garbage onto you. But anyway, I'm babbling. So, the point that I was getting at is, do they know they're a narcissist? I believe they all know, but some of them will never admit it because their whole operation, like I said, is based on they don't want anyone to know. They themselves know, but they don't want anyone else to know, so therefore they cannot admit this. And then it's not likely for them to admit something like that, because then you can go and tell someone else, and they don't want anyone to know that they are this kind of like evil demon seed. They don't want people to know this. That's why their whole life is based in secrecy. Their whole operation is based on them being in secret and no one knowing. So it's very unlikely that any narcissist is going to come out and say that they're a narcissist. That's why it was so bizarre that the one I was talking to actually admitted it. And I think it was because he almost, like, he thought I was like on the team or something. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but I don't know, the whole thing is very interesting. But I believe they all know that they're narcissists, every one of them, but they don't, more than likely, are never going to admit something like that. But they're well aware that they're abusing people, and in fact, they go to great lengths to carry out these abuses on people, like even waiting years sometimes to strike. So you cannot plan and plot something out for that long and not know what you're doing. You know what I mean? So, yes, they themselves are well aware of that they're a narcissist, but they may or may not admit it to you. It just depends on what plans they have for you. I mean, they may admit it, they probably admit it to other narcissists because how do they all congregate together? Do they have some, you know, inscription on their face that they all know they're narcissists? I mean, they had to have they had to have figured it out somehow that, oh, you're a narcissist, I'm a narcissist too, let's hang out together and we'll all be evil, ha 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 ha, that's hilarious. You know what I mean? Like they have to know somehow that the other people they're hanging around with are also uh these hell spawns. So, in my opinion, yes, they are well aware that they're narcissists.